Hey everyone, it's Julian, and today I have a very fun video for you guys. I'm gonna be doing some predictions for Set 2. So I believe that Set 1 and Set 2 were designed together. There's a lot of kind of weird characters that are left out, cards that are left out, and also some cards that have voice lines, which normally wouldn't have voice lines, at least in SV1, and that character is nowhere to be seen as like a real card. So we're going to be kind of, reading the tea leaves and stuff about all of the potential characters coming up in Set 2. If you guys enjoy these type of videos, please let me know. If I miss anything that you guys are like, oh, I'm 100% sure we're getting such and such, then let me know that too. But we're going to get into it here. I'm going to be going back and forth between the game and the Shadowverse database for the first game to show you guys some example cards and stuff, like what I'm talking about. But we're going to go through every class, and it's just going to be sort of a fun discussion video because I really love the lore on a lot of these cards and characters, and I really love kind of trying to predict different cards and stuff that we might get to see if I'm right, or, maybe I'm just completely wrong and Set 2 is not designed together, But anyway, let's get into it. So first we have neutral. So right now, there's a lot of, kind of just definitely characters. So there's a mix of like characters that we've seen before in Shadowverse, like Ariette, Apollo, but then there's some new ones, like Ruby is from Rage of Bahamut, but we've never seen her in the first game. But the two I want to focus on is Seraphic Tidings, which is Gabriel on the front of the card, but she's nowhere to be seen, and it's a voice card. So I think that we're going to be getting Gabriel, and I also think we're going to be getting Zeus for the same reasons, because Divine Thunder is voiced, but there's no Zeus card, right? So first, Zeus was originally a 10-drop 5/10 with Storm, Bane, and Ward. So this was kind of used in a couple decks, but Ramp Dragon, of course, this was just like a pretty good like big body, right? And it was also used in some like cheesy shadow decks where you could reanimate him really fast by getting him into the graveyard fast. So those were kind of fun. And then Gabriel has come back a couple times. Zeus has come back. I think he only came back once actually, but Gabriel is always this type of card that buffs your other followers. So the original was a 7-drop 3/4 that gave something else +4/+3. I feel like this is just a very cool neutral design to put in the game. The later one had Ward, and also the Shadowverse Evolve one had Ward as well. So I think that it might come in and have Ward. But that's pretty much it for neutrals. Another kind of long shot is Mercat. She is sort of a... she tries to summon Cocytus, but she doesn't really like know that it's like super evil, but it's kind of bad, But she's usually a Haven card, so I kind of thought maybe they would do like, oh, draw Cocytus, but it's like a neutral card. But I'm not as confident as I am in Gabriel and Zeus. So those are the ones for neutral. Then we go on to Force. Force is interesting because I have two like really like locked in choices. So number one, in Forest we have Lily and we have Aaron, and they are both Crystallian characters, but we're missing one. We're missing Crystallian Tia. Let me bring that up here. Not that one. We're going to talk about that one in a second. Crystallia Tia, she is sort of like the ruler of the Crystallian people, kind of. And she usually is a combo piece and like makes a big board. So instead of Roach, where he's a combo a combo piece that deals damage and finishes the game, Tia is more of a card that summons a big board. So she summons the Crystallia Eve, which is just a 4-drop 4/4. Of course, back then that was like pretty good stats, right? So I think she could come in and do something similar. I really like these three characters, Aaron, Tia, and Lily, so I'm almost positive we're getting Tia. I would like put money on it. Even before, when we saw that little bit of the Force cards, when they showed the collection, I was like, oh, we're getting Tia somewhere, but we didn't end up getting Tia. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to get her next time. And then, of course, the other one is Liza. Liza, of course, we have the god, what is it called? The god, the amulet, the Godwood staff. So the Godwood staff has Liza on it, and it's voiced. And it's just like they wouldn't get the voice actor in the booth without doing like the real card. At least that's sort of my take on it. And there's a lot of cards in this first set that are voice spells or amulets, which were very rare back in Shadowverse 1, that don't have the character. So I'm saying I think that we are going to be getting Liza, maybe as a gold or a legendary, but I just think that we will get her in set 2, because she's a very popular character. She has a leader in the first game, and she's kind of an iconic forest card / character. So this version, she helped you summon the second version of Roach, because she also just was an insane card in general, because she was a 3-drop 1/3, and she basically drew you 2 cards. On play, she's going to put one of the lowest cost forest followers in your hand, and then on death, at the start of your next turn, she's going to put one of the highest cost forest cards in your hand. So if we literally got this exact card, it would be nuts, because we'd be drawing Bale, and on play, we'd be drawing one of our cheap 1-drops, or we could maybe try to design the deck in a way where we could draw Roach or this card. So kind of interesting. But I doubt we'd just get like straight up 1-for-1 this card. But yeah, those are the forests. Do I have any other forest ones? Let me check. Oh, yes, sorry. So last thing, and I guess let me go back into the game to kind of explain this one, is I think we're going to get Lamaga. She is one of the Ultimate Coliseum characters. And I just realized I missed one, but we'll get to that later. So if you notice in the game right now, let me sort by legendaries here. We have Kagemitsu is Ultimate Coliseum. We have Gravy, who's Ultimate Coliseum. We have Garyu, who's Ultimate Coliseum. We have Kuwan, who's Ultimate Coliseum. I think we're missing one, right? Or was that it? Was it Kage, Gravy, Kuwan, and Garyu? So that's 4 of the 8. There wasn't a neutral Coliseum, was there? No, I don't think so. That's 4 of the 8 Ultimate Coliseum characters. So I think we might just round it out and finish them off, because we kind of got the, I hate to say it, kind of unpopular ones in this batch. Like, we got Gravy and Garyu, who are, like, less popular than, like, you know, Kuwan is very popular, but also, like, Ginsetsu is, like, you know, Fox Girl. I mean, you know. But, so I think we're going to get Ginsetsu, but we'll talk about that later. But I think we're going to just round out all of the Ultimate Coliseum characters. So that is why I have Lamaga here as a forced guess, just because I think they're going to round out the Ultimate Coliseum characters. So that is Forest. Next, let's talk about Sword. So obviously Sword is like my favorite class. Wait, there we go. Okay. Not a ton to work with here, because there's not a ton of Luminous characters left. In Rage of Bahamut, there is a character called, like, Luminous Paladin, and we could get them, maybe. They are, like, a named character, but I do think they might try to do something with this Luminous trait, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to put, like, money on it. I'm not, like, super confident in that guess. What I am confident in is that we're going to get some more 11 cards. We've gotten Albert, we got Geno, and we got Urias, kind of, but I think we're going to actually get Urias. And Urias in the original game had 2 cards. Both of them were pretty good. So the original Urias was a Bloodcraft card. 2-drop 1/3 whenever an enemy follower comes into play. Deal 1 damage to the enemy leader. So very strong, like, early game card, you know. Later on, they reprinted a card that gave you this card in Sword. And then the other Urias was like an insane blood card. But Urias is typically blood, so maybe he makes the move and stays in Abyss. But I kind of think he'll make the move over to Sword, just because he's a very popular character. I really like him. I would love to see him in Sword, and especially round out this Levin trait deck or whatever they're trying to do. With that, I think we could get Loans. Loans is a funny character. She is a big Albert fangirl, I guess. And her entire design card-wise is kind of copying Albert. It's pretty funny. Her voice lines are very funny, too. So I could see us getting her. And then we're almost 100% getting the Levin sisters. The other most popular, like, Levin characters, it's three sisters, Mina, Mona, and Mena. And they do different effects, based on, which card you pick, because this spell gives you one of them, or if you pay 7, you can get all of them and recover play points, everything. I would be interested to see what they do with this card, or what they do with these characters. I doubt we'd get all 3 of them as individual characters, but maybe they're all like bronzes or something, or like bronze, silver, gold, something like that. But I'm pretty confident we're going to be getting the Levin sisters. Very, pretty popular Levin characters. Side note is, in Rage Bahamut, there's, like, a ton of Levin characters. So we could just get, like, some kind of random picks that are new, either to Shadowverse or new to Shadowverse in the fact that they are Levin characters. Like, Colette, who is an Old Haven card, is, like, a Levin character. And we could just get stuff like that. It's a very big group in Rage Bahamut. So these are just my guesses based on Shadowverse 1. But yeah, I would say that is pretty much it for Sword. Let's see here. We have the Rising Tentacles. That is voiced, so I definitely think we're getting Urius in some effect. And then I also could see us getting Luminous, some more Luminous characters. One other thing I just remembered is we could be getting, and I think this is pretty likely, Ilimizuna. That name is so hard to say. And Alaska, I call him Alaska. They are 2 siblings of Ernesta, and they are kind of weapons dealers, and they've gotten a couple cards in the original game. I am pretty sure we'll get them, but it's not, like, super likely. It's not super 100% that it's like, oh, we got Ernesta, so we're definitely getting all of them. But could be likely, especially if we get the same size set, and it's going to be 19 cards per class. So that's another one that I forgot to bring up on the slide or on the tabs, but definitely could see that. So that is Sword. Next is Rune. Rune has like a very obvious just, we're getting a lot of Mysteria cards, and Mysteria quite literally has, let me just show this. When you type in Mysteria on the Shadowverse database, you get a lot of cards. You get a ton of cards. They can pick from any of these, but my choices, I believe we are going to get Hannah, one of my favorite Mysteria characters. She's the class president. And usually she's had a couple versions in the past. One of them was kind of like a searcher a little bit. And usually you get like different spells and stuff. But I think we get Hannah. And then one I'm like almost positive we're getting is Owen. Owen is the GOAT. I love Owen. He is Anne's bodyguard, basically. He's like a knight. He's really cool. He's a really, really cool guy. I really like him. I hope we get him. But he was one of the original, like, searchers for Mysteria and made the whole Mysteria engine really, really consistent. So yeah, I definitely think we get Owen. Pretty much it for Rune, TBH, that I could, guess. We could get some more Kuan support. We got Demon Caller. We could get the traditional sorceress, who's like one of the silvers from the original set with Kuan. But yeah, other than that, kind of hard to tell. I definitely think we get some more Earthright stuff. Maybe like Evolve, they make the move to put Ceridwen into Rune. And give Earthright some stuff. She's a very popular character. She was Earthright in Shadowverse Evolved, the physical game, instead of Shadow. So I could see that. But other than that, kind of nothing else. We already have the Ultimate Coliseum character for, for not them, for Rune in Kuan. So yeah. Then Dragon. Dragon, I pretty much only have one. We're not doing Odahime because it's not voiced. I could be wrong about that, and they do give them Odahime, because, why would a fan be voiced? That's kind of silly. But the staff was voiced in Forest, so it's like, I think Odahime would be voiced if they had the voice actor in the booth. And And yeah, so don't think we're getting Otohime. But I do think we're going to get Aina. Aina is a character that is involved with these characters like Zell, like Afa, and Forte. And we only ever got one Aina. Let me show her real quick. And she was a really good aggro, I'd maybe more say storm dragon card. So she was a 6-drop, 1/5 on play, gain +1 attack for each other follower in play. I feel like they could put this exact card in, and it'd be really strong. Maybe make it a 5-drop, 4 health thing, something like that. But would really love to see Storm Dragon start to get filled out. And yeah, that is my guess for Dragon. That's pretty much it for Dragon. I could be surprised with whatever with Dragon, because it's a lot of new characters / Garyu, and I don't really have a guess outside of that. So, oh, and then we're definitely getting Feline, because she is the silhouette character. Let me just bring up Feline, I guess, because there were some people asking, like, who Feline is or whatever. Is this the original? Yeah. So she was actually a Shadowverse original character before they started introducing, like, these groups of characters. So that was really cool, and she's extremely popular. And she was a 2-drop 1/3, and then on play she puts a White Frost Whisper, which is basically execute from Hearthstone, which is it kills a damaged enemy follower, and then on evolve she's going to deal 1 damage to an enemy follower. So really strong card, played in a lot of Dragon decks in its time, in its era, and we know we're getting her because she was sort of silhouetted and hinted at for set 2. So we know we're getting that, which kind of fits in with, like, not a ton of guessable characters for Dragon, only 1 from me, right? So we could just be getting a whole, new batch of characters, Next, let's talk about Abyss. So we have a lot to go through here, since it's Shadow and Blood combined. So there's a couple here. I think we're almost certainly getting Sharon, because Orthrus and Cerberus are in, and I could see them doing Cerberus on her own, but I couldn't see them doing Cerberus and Orthrus without Sharon. I love Sharon. I hope she's good. She doesn't always get amazing cards, but I hope she does this time. And then another kind of out there pick is Vampy or Vania. She is a very popular character from Rage Ramen and Shadowverse, and she is a vampire, and she deals with all of these bat cards. So we have a couple of these bat-like vampire cards, and I could see them doing something to support that. She'd probably come with her brother, Vite, so I could see that. And then the one that I'm pretty confident in, if they are doing all of the Ultimate Coliseum characters, is Ginsetsu. Let me bring this up now. Ginsetsu is the Fox Girl. She is really popular. She's one of the more popular Ultimate Coliseum characters. And I think it's a slam dunk easy. Just put her in the game. She's going to maybe even make her a leader. She was a leader in Shadowverse 1. So I could see that too. But something like that. Maybe make her an animated card or something, So that is my guess. Or I'm almost positive they do Ultimate Coliseum. And kind of one of the reasons why I think they are going to end up doing all the Ultimate Coliseum's characters, because it's like, why would they pick some of these characters and not, like, Ginsetsu and some of the other really popular characters, right? And then we have, one more character that I'm really sure we're getting, kind of into the spell thing where it's like there's a voice spell, is Little Soul Squasher. Her name is Lara, and she got... that is the voice on Soul Predation and the character on Soul Predation. So we could get her. I'm pretty sure we'll get her. Like I said, the whole voice thing. I could just be totally wrong about, like, the voice actor thing, but I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my guns. So yeah, definitely Lara. And then let me show... So let's go back over here. So Little Soul Squasher, we could get... Sharon. This is the original Sharon. She was a 5/4/5, and on evolve she summons a Lich, which was a 4/4. So kind of just a big amount of stats for using Necromancy. And then here's the original Vampy, very popular character. I'm sure you guys may know of her, especially if you know Gray and Blue at all. She's one of the more popular side games characters, right? So yeah, so then let's get to Haven. Haven is a fun one. So Haven, we have Ultimate Coliseum character that's not in is Wilbert. One of my favorite characters. I really like Wilbert. One of my favorite Shadowverse original characters. And I think we're going to get Wilbert because he is all about Ward. He's all about Ward Haven. And we already have, obviously, like some pretty interesting, good Ward cards, but also cards that specifically are like Ward Haven cards, like Sarissa. Like, whenever now, like, Follow Ward is destroyed, gives follow +1/+1. Like, when I read this card, I was like, oh, we're getting Wilbert. But we didn't. So I think we're getting Wilbert in the set 2. And then some other fun ideas that I have is we have Salefa and we have Maeve. And they are both sort of guardian deities of this nation, I guess, kingdom, Valyria in Rage of Bahamut. And there's 5 of them. So there's Salefa, Maeve, and then there's Aether, who's the most popular one. And then 2 other guys, which I'll show you in a second. But I think we might get all 3. At least we're going to get Aether. I'm like pretty sure we're going to get Aether. Just because they kind of loaded the first set up with these characters. These were never, Maeve and Salefa were never in the original Shadowverse. But they're kind of loading it up with the newer deities that we'd never seen before. And then here's Aether, and it's like, okay, this is the whole package, right, from Rage of Bahamut. Kind of makes me hope for Alicia. You know, you guys know that's obviously my profile picture on YouTube. We'll save that. That would be the only tea leaf for Alicia. So we're not gonna do that. But man, I would pop off. So anyway, let's show these cards here. So this is Aether. She summoned a highest cost Haven card, Haven follower from your deck into play, so really kind of adds a lot of consistency to the deck. In this game, the fanfares do not activate, so they'd probably have to print a card that would work with that. In my immediate reaction is Maeve would work really well with this card, so something like that. And then the other 2 guys are these guys, Rainier, and I'm blanking on his name, but these are the other 2 deities that they could put in as the Valyrian deities. And then here's Wilbert, the Grand Knight. I really like Wilbert. I hope he's in. I really like Ward Haven. I like Wilbert. And then lastly, we get on to Portal. Portal has, the ones that if you pop by my stream, you'll know I'm almost positive we're getting Zwei. We have Orcus. If we just had Orcus, I'd be like, okay, we might not get Zwei. But then putting Liam in and Noah, like we're getting Zwei. So Zwei is let me bring her up here. Zwei is a puppet created by Liam to basically be the second Orcus. But it didn't work because she was kind of evil, is why, because Liam was really evil. And then over the course of time, she becomes this, good, she kind of finds humanity, and becomes this good, puppet person. And, it's a really good story. I really like the whole Zwei and Orcus story. But yeah, I definitely 100% think we're getting Zwei. And she'll probably come along with her, Lloyd equivalent Victoria. I could see it doing something very similar to this. It was a 3/1 with Rush, and then on strike deal X damage to the enemy. Follower X equals this follower's attack. So basically, it deals kind of double damage. But of course, if you do the strike first, she lives. I think that's what we're gonna go for when they put it Zwei. If I had to guess one card 100%, it would be Zwei. That is the one I am 100% confident on. Zwei and Tia. I'm 100% confident we're getting them next set. Outside of, obviously, Feline, but we know we're getting Feline. Then we have a couple other ones. Saphira. So Saphira is a card, or she has a spell. It's the the stream of life. And again, it's voice, so I just have to automatically put her in. Could be likely she was put in Rune in Evolve, which is kind of interesting, but she is more of a Portal character for sure. She is a sort of synthetic being. Very cool. I like her a lot. And then the other character that I think we could get, this is way less confident in, is Teal, because we have Sylvia, we have all of the Resistance characters, the Rukina and the Dirk and the Elise, and Sylvia and Teal kind of opened this like gate to this other world, and that is where Rukina and them kind of fight these robots, and that's kind of why they have guns and stuff. That's kind of why they have, you know, guns and everything. So we could get Teal. Let me show Teal. Let's see. Yeah, here's Teal. 9-drop, and then she puts artifacts into your deck. Obviously, back then, that was how artifacts worked. Okay, so Teal is like, I'm pretty, you know, maybe. Complete long shot. In this event, Liza went to this other world as well, and she has this crazy sick mech science version of Liza that we talked about, right, in earlier on here. We maybe, I don't think so. I think we're getting her enforced. Maybe we could get poor Liza with the blicky. It would be very funny. I don't think we are. I don't think we're going to, but it'd be very funny. So yeah, that is pretty much the predictions from me. I hope this was a fun video. I really love doing these kind of things and trying to figure out what characters and cards we're going to get. And yeah, let me know if you have any ones that you are pretty confident in that I missed, or any ones that you're like, yeah, you hit it right on the mark. Yeah, I definitely think we are getting such and such or whatever, you know. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm streaming a lot on this game, so if you want someone to watch or whatever, please come by. It's a lot of fun. We have a really cool community building on the stream. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and I hope you guys are too. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.